In the quiet stillness of our daily lives, many things go unnoticed. We walk, we move, we live, but rarely do we observe. Yet the body, the most ancient of temples, holds within it messages waiting to be understood. One of those messages lies in the palm of your Handa subtle symbol, perhaps shaped like a crescent moon or the letter M. This is not superstition, but an invitation to become still, to reflect, to awaken to something greater than yourself. The palm is not just skin and muscle. It is a mirror of the soul's journey, a record of unseen movements of energy. In Eastern traditions, the lines in the palm are not only biological, they are energetic traces, shadows of choices made, of thoughts held, of patterns lived. When you see the M or the crescent moon in your hand, it is not coincidence. It is a signal, one that must not be ignored. Some signs are given by the universe not to impress, but to instruct. The M or crescent moon is one such sign. It asks you to pause and ask a deeper question. Who am I? And what path am I truly walking? It may seem simple, almost trivial, to examine your palm, but simplicity is often the gateway to the profound. The truth never hides in complexity, it reveals itself in presence. When we overlook these signs, we remain asleep. But when we become aware, truly aware, life begins to shift. The energies around us start to align, not because of magic, but because of mindfulness. So, if you have that symbol in your hand, do not wait. Begin the journey inward. Begin now. Before any great journey begins, there must be stillness. Like the archer who pulls back the bow, like the monk who sits before he speaks, so too must we become quiet before we understand the power behind the signs on our palm. It is not about rushing to find meaning. It is about allowing the meaning to come to you. True observation begins in silence. It begins when the mind is no longer distracted, when the noise of the world softens and the inner voice becomes clear. If you have discovered this mark, be it a crescent or an M, this is not a call to panic or jump into action. It is a call to become still, to sit, to breathe, to feel your own presence. Because until you are present, the sign remains a mystery. Stillness is not inactivity. It is the highest form of readiness. When a warrior stands calm before the fight, he is not weak. He is focused. When a tree does not move, it is not lifeless. It is rooted. You too must be rooted before you can act upon this sign. Rooted in awareness, rooted in discipline, rooted in inner truth. So, if today you discover this mark, let that be your beginning, not of external searching, but of internal settling. Begin not with questions, but with quiet. Begin not with fear, but with faith. Because only when you are still will the answers reveal themselves, not from outside, but from the silence within. Symbols are not merely drawings. They are echoes from the unseen, messages shaped in form, yet born of the formless. The crescent moon and the M on your palm are not accidents. They are reflections of the inner world. Just as the moon reflects the sun's light, these symbols reflect the energies, intentions, and karmic patterns you carry. The crescent moon is a universal shape. Across cultures, it has been a symbol of renewal, intuition, and transformation. On your palm, it speaks to receptivity and openness to spiritual messages, a sensitivity to inner knowing. It is the mark of one who can sense what others ignore. And the M, it signifies mastery not of others, but of the self. It is a sign often linked to people with strong purpose, heightened awareness, and a path that involves guiding or serving others. But remember, A symbol without understanding is just decoration. What gives it meaning is your awareness, your willingness to look deeper, not just into your hand, but into your habits, your thoughts, your daily actions. This is the real work. Anyone can point to a mark, but only the disciplined can embody its message. So I ask you, do you carry this mark lightly, or will you wear it with responsibility? It is not enough to be chosen. You must also choose yourself. Choose the path of discipline, of self-inquiry, of action rooted in wisdom. Then the symbol will come alive not as fate, but as fuel. The signs you find on your palm are not separate from you. They are not there to tell you something about you. They are you. They are living expressions of the inner vibrations you carry. When you understand this, something shifts. You stop seeking signs and start becoming one. Becoming a sign means embodying the qualities it represents. The moon gentle but powerful, still yet always in motion, always changing yet eternally present. And the M strong lines crossing paths, forming a structure of inner mastery. If these symbols appear on your palm, it is not so others may be impressed. It is so you may be reminded of your deeper nature and your greater role. This is the heart of all spiritual teachings. Do not look outward, look within. If you carry a divine sign, it is a call to return to your essence. What is your essence? Peace, focus, awareness, action that flows from clarity, not confusion. The path of the warrior monk is not one of performance, but of presence. From today, shift your focus. Do not merely study the message, live it. Become the stillness, become the reflection, become the balance between power and peace. Let the symbol be not on your palm, but in your presence. That is true awakening. Many people have these signs on their palms and never notice them. Others see them, but do nothing. Why? Because seeing is not the same as knowing, and knowing is not the same as living. The power of awareness lies in this simple truth. It is not what you see, but what you do with what you see. To truly know something, you must live with it, sit with it, reflect on it. Allow it to speak to you, not in words, but in intuition. The M on your palm may point to leadership, but do you lead your own life? The crescent may suggest inner sight, but do you listen to your inner voice or only the noise around you? Awareness begins with a question. What is this showing me? But it must evolve into a discipline. How will I train this? Awareness without practice becomes philosophy. Awareness with practice becomes transformation. This is the way of the Shaolin. This is the way of inner strength. So today, do not just observe your palm, observe your breath, observe your thoughts, observe how you rise when challenged and how you rest when alone. The real message is not in the lines of your hand, it is in the lines of your life. Make them strong, make them clear, make them true. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when belief must give way to being. To believe in the meaning of the crescent moon or the M is not enough. You must merge with it. Let the separation dissolve. Let the symbol and the self become one. What does this mean practically? It means your life becomes a reflection of the qualities the symbol carries. You act with wisdom, speak with clarity, and live with intention. Your hands no longer just carry marks. They carry purpose. They create, they serve, they uplift. Your touch becomes healing, not just physical, but energetic. This is not fantasy, it's mastery. And mastery is always available to those who train, who remain consistent, who are humble enough to keep learning, and strong enough to never give up. The sign on your palm is just the beginning. The real mark is left by your choices, your character, your conduct. So I say again, do not wait for miracles. Become the miracle. Let your life be the divine sign someone else sees. Let your discipline be the proof. Let your presence be the message. This is the way forward. This is the path. Walk it with honor. Many people recognize sacred signs but fail to enter the sacred path. Why? Because the door is guarded by discipline. Without it, even divine guidance remains locked. Discipline is not a burden. It is a bridge from potential to power, from confusion to clarity. If you carry the sign of the crescent moon or M, understand that it is not a reward. It is a responsibility. It means you are being asked to refine yourself, to cut through laziness, to shape your time, your habits, your mind into instruments of alignment. And that begins always with discipline. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about freedom. The freedom to not be ruled by impulses. The freedom to choose your thoughts. The freedom to walk with purpose, even when the world around you is falling asleep. Without discipline, the sign fades. It becomes just a shape. With discipline, it becomes destiny. So look again at your palm. Ask yourself, what am I doing with this mark? Let every breath become intentional. Let your mornings begin with clarity. Let your actions speak of presence. In the Shaolin tradition, the path begins at the body, but it always leads to the spirit. Discipline is the vehicle. Respect it, ride it well. Most people see a sign and immediately ask, what does this mean for me? That is reaction. True power lies in reflection. The crescent and the M are not about what the world owes you. They are reminders to look inward, to confront your own reflection with honesty. In life, you will face challenges, moments of fear, doubt, temptation. The symbol in your palm is not protection. From these moments, it is preparation for them. It is a silent whisper saying, stay grounded. You are built for this. But reflection must come first. Without it, power becomes pride. Presence becomes performance. So reflect on your thoughts, on your motives, on your reactions to discomfort. The crescent moon calls you to calm awareness. The M asks you to take mature responsibility. Not to blame, not to run, but to stay with your truth even when it is uncomfortable. Reflection is the art of slowing down. It is the practice of not rushing into life, but stepping into it with intention. If you master reflection, you master your energy. And when your energy is clean, your life becomes a mirror of inner peace. That is true mastery. Once you begin to live with presence, something begins to shift. You start to notice patterns, messages from dreams, words repeated by strangers, numbers appearing again and again. These are not coincidences. These are synchronicities, and they often follow those who carry sacred marks. The universe is not random. It is rhythmic. Like a great drum, it beats in patterns. If you live in alignment, you begin to move with the rhythm. You hear the beat. You know when to act and when to wait. The signs in your palm are not separate from this rhythm. They are part of your attunement to it. But remember, synchronicity is not magic. It is awareness. The more aware you become, the more you see the connections. The more disciplined you are, the more doors open. But if you return to chaos, if your thoughts are scattered and your actions reactive, the rhythm fades. You lose the signal. So treat your awareness like a sacred antenna. Keep it tuned. Protect it with silence. Sharpen it with practice. Let the signs in your palm be your reminder. You are not separate from the whole. You are part of the cosmic breath. Live like it. Move like it. Flow like it. You have probably heard this before. Where attention goes, energy flows. It is more than a quote, it is a law. The symbol on your palm is like a seed. But the question is, are you watering it or are you ignoring it? The crescent moon speaks to your intuition. But if your attention is always outside on noise, on judgment, on distraction, then intuition dies. The M speaks to inner mastery. But if your energy is leaking into comparison, complaint, or comfort seeking, mastery dissolves. You must guard your attention like a monk guards a sacred scroll. Every day, ask yourself, where is my focus? On truth or on trivial things? On my path or on other people's opinions? Focus is not just mental, it is spiritual. It creates clarity in the unseen. It aligns your actions with your purpose. Without it, you walk in circles. With it, every step becomes sacred. So today, train your focus. Begin with your breath, then extend it to your thoughts, then your tasks. Let your whole day become a meditation on purpose. This is how the seed becomes a tree. This is how a symbol becomes a legacy. Start now. Start with one breath, then the next, then the next. It's easy to be curious. Many are. They see a sign on their palm and wonder, what could it mean? They watch videos, read books, ask questions, but few go further. Few move from curiosity to commitment. Yet this is the leap that changes everything. Curiosity is the spark, but commitment is the fire, and fire transforms. If you carry a divine mark on your hand, it is not enough to be interested. You must be invested. You must train. You must act. You must build your inner temple brick by brick. And this requires commitment, not for a day, but for a lifetime. Ask yourself, am I committed to the path of growth, or am I just collecting information? The M does not stand for maybe. It stands for movement. The crescent moon does not waver. It waxes and wanes, but it always returns. That is commitment. That is trust in the cycle. So let today be the day your interest becomes discipline, your wondering becomes working, your dream becomes direction. The signs are only the beginning. The path must be walked. And it is walked not in fantasy, but in footsteps. Let yours begin now. Inside every person lives a warrior, not one who fights the world, but one who protects what is sacred within. If you have discovered the crescent moon or the M on your palm, understand this. You are being called to awaken this warrior, not for battle, but for vigilance. The world will pull you in many directions. Screens, noise, doubt, opinions. These are not enemies, but distractions. A warrior trains not to destroy, but to discern. Your attention, your energy, your clarity, these are sacred. The warrior within you is the guardian of your inner temple. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what will I protect today? Will you protect your peace? Will you protect your intention? Or will you allow the world to enter and rearrange your mind? The sign in your palm is not passive. It is a signal for you to become active in your own evolution. So wear your awareness like armor. Speak your truth like a sword. Walk your path like one who knows they are being watched not by others, but by the silent witness within. This is the way of the inner warrior. This is how the divine sign finds expression in the world, through your actions, through your presence. In the modern world, people want quick answers, fast solutions, instant growth. But the crescent moon does not rush. It waxes slowly. The M is shaped from many intersecting lines. Both are formed through time, and so must your life be. Do not ask, how quickly can I change? Ask, how deeply can I grow? True transformation honors the process. You must let time be your teacher, not by waiting passively, but by walking patiently. Each moment offers something if you are willing to receive it. But the key is presence. The sign on your palm is not a shortcut. It is a starting point. It says, you have potential, but potential without patience leads to burnout. If you try to force a flower to bloom, you break it. Let yourself unfold, like the moon stage by stage, phase by phase. Let the lines of your life deepen with meaning, not speed. So breathe deeply, walk humbly, celebrate the steps, not just the summit. The mark on your palm is timeless, so do not rush your becoming. You are not here to be fast. You are here to be whole. Trust the rhythm. Trust the journey. Time is not your enemy. It is your ally. Every great path begins with simple steps, but when repeated with intention, those steps become rituals. A ritual is not about superstition. It is about alignment. It is the art of reminding yourself daily of who you are becoming. If you carry a divine mark, create a divine routine. How do you start your morning? With noise or with silence? With reaction or reflection? Let your first breath of the day be a conscious one. Let your first words carry intention. This is not about religion, it is about rhythm, about living each day like it matters, because it does. Create rituals that strengthen you. A few minutes of meditation, a short walk in nature, a moment of stillness before meals. Small actions, repeated daily, become the structure that supports your growth. Like the crescent moon, you rise a little more each day. Like the M, your path crosses wisdom, discipline, and purpose. Do not underestimate routine. It is where greatness is forged. Sacred symbols require sacred habits. If you want to live with depth, build with discipline. Let every day become a prayer in action. Let your life become a reflection of the sign you carry. That is the path of truth. The crescent moon is beautiful, but part of it is always hidden. The M is formed from lines, but also from the space between them. This is a reminder. Every light casts a shadow. If you wish to live fully, you must not only embrace your strengths, you must confront your shadows. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is the part of you that has been rejected, ignored, or feared. It is your pain, your doubt, your anger, but beneath it is power. Hidden within it is insight. When you ignore it, it controls you. When you face it, it frees you. The signs on your palm are not just about destiny. They are about depth. They say, you have the strength to go into your darkness and return with light. This is the true spiritual warrior's path. Not to pretend perfection, but to walk with honesty and humility through your imperfections. So take time to reflect. Ask, what am I afraid to feel? What have I been avoiding? Then sit with it, breathe with it, honor it without judgment. This is shadow work. It is not easy, but it is essential. And it is a part of living the truth behind the sign you carry. When you are given a sign like the crescent moon or the M, you are being entrusted with a message. But that message is not only for you, it is also for the world. Once you begin to understand its meaning, you must ask, how can I use this to serve? Service is not about being perfect. It is about being present, listening deeply, speaking truthfully, supporting quietly. Maybe it's sharing your story. Maybe it's creating something beautiful. Maybe it's simply showing up with compassion where others have given up. This is the power of living in alignment. In the Shaolin tradition, strength is not shown in domination, it is shown in dedication. The strongest are those who lift others without losing themselves. If you carry a divine mark, you are capable of deep empathy, intuitive guidance, and soulful leadership, but only if you remain grounded. So today, ask, who can I help? Not from ego, but from essence. Even a kind word, a calm presence, a patient silence, these are sacred offerings. You are not here just to receive signs. You are here to become one. Let your life serve as the living proof of what your palm foretold. When people discover marks like the crescent moon or M on their palms, the ego often wakes up and whispers, "You are special." But the truth is, the path of wisdom begins when ego is set aside. Not because you are not unique, but because uniqueness without humility becomes delusion. The ego seeks recognition. The soul seeks realization. If you let the mark on your hand inflate your self-image, you miss the point. These symbols are not medals. They are mirrors. They are not status. They are signals. And they ask you to go beyond who you think you are. To walk this path with integrity, you must let go of needing to prove anything. You are not here to convince others of your power. You are here to express your truth through quiet strength. The moon does not shout, it shines. The M does not move, it anchors. So release the ego, replace it with presence. Be the student, stay curious, stay clean in your intent. As you grow in wisdom, let your humility grow with it. That is real power, not domination, but devotion, not recognition, but radiance. Eventually, you will no longer need to look at the sign in your palm because the symbol will live in you, in how you speak, in how you stand, in how you walk through the world. You become the message living, breathing, walking. The crescent moon becomes the calm in your voice. The M becomes the direction in your choices. Every step you take carries the weight of inner work. Every action reflects a deeper clarity. People may not know about the mark on your hand, but they will feel the mark on your presence. This is the essence of mastery. You do not talk about it. You transmit it. Your silence speaks louder than your speech. Your discipline becomes the sermon. Your stillness becomes the teaching. You live your truth so deeply, it teaches others to find their own. So, if you've been asking, what should I do with this sign? This is the answer. Live it. Live it so fully, so honestly, that you no longer need to explain it. Let your life become the evidence. Let your days become the message. After all the insights, the practices, the realizations, you must return to the beginning. Because true wisdom is always simple. The first step is the last step. Awareness, breath, stillness, presence. These are the roots. They must be watered every day. The journey does not end because you understand the symbol. It begins. Every day is a new opportunity to return to yourself, to rise with clarity, to walk with intention, to rest with gratitude. This is the real training, not a performance, but a return. Even monks must rise early and sweep the floor. Why? Because the dust never stops settling. Even the enlightened must return to the breath. Why? Because the present moment is always calling. So do not think you have arrived. Think only, I am walking. Return to the beginning. Sit in silence. Look again at your palm. Smile gently. Not because you found an answer, but because you remembered the question, who am I when I stop pretending? That is the power of the first step. Take it again and again. So now, my friend, you have seen the sign, perhaps on your palm, perhaps in your heart. And now a choice remains. Will you ignore it or will you answer it? Will you stay in curiosity or step into commitment? This is not a question of belief. It is a question of courage. The crescent moon calls the night to stillness. The M invites the seeker to mastery. But symbols are lifeless without action. The path is silent unless walked. So now is the time, not tomorrow, not when life gets easier, now. Because transformation is always waiting in the present. Take a deep breath, stand with clarity, bow to the truth inside you, and take that step not toward noise, but toward your nature, toward balance, toward strength, toward truth. This is not a message for your mind. It is a call for your soul. If you carry the sign, honor it. If you feel the pull, trust it. Let your journey be sacred. Let your actions be mindful, and let your presence be the gift. This is your moment. Walk the path not because you must, but because you can. With peace, with purpose, with power.